On May 17, 2012, members of Dogwood Alliance board and staff traveled to Louisville, Kentucky for the KFC Yum Brand's annual general meeting, where they spoke directly to KFC's CEO and board of directors about their impacts on southern forests.
What did you tell them, Gary?
I told them that in the South, we love our forests, and we need them to make essential changes in their paper packaging policies. That the most crucial of those is that they stop sourcing from endangered forests and from natural forests in the South that have been converted into monocultural pine.
And how did they react?
I think their reaction was more open than this corporation has ever been. The board of directors looked each of us in the eye. They listened to our message. They responded respectfully. That has not been the history with this corporation.
I just spoke at the Yum annual general meeting. It's their once-a-year shareholder meeting. And I feel great because I spoke truth to power. I told them that they need to be better. They need to be leaders on addressing their forest footprint. So I told them first that we've got a lot of great experience and we could help. I told them they've made mistakes that we could have helped them avoid. For example, when they started their sustainability process, they said SFI would work, which we all know is the industry greenwashing scheme. So we could have helped them right there. The second thing I told them about was that they committed to make some real guidelines to help them advance on the sustainability effort to protect southern forests and forests around the world. And over 2 years has passed and nothing's coming. So I said, when are you going to deliver those? And the last thing I said is you've committed to engage with stakeholders like Dogwood Alliance. We are here, we provide great expertise, we've helped lots of companies dig in and make progress on this issue, and Yum hasn't. And to make matters worse, last month, as our members know, is that they got us kicked out of the Sustainable Operations Summit in New York City. It's really just a rude, mean, power-hungry thing that makes everybody angry at the excesses of corporate power. So being able to say that to their board of directors, to their chief executive officer is exciting. And I know our voice was heard today, so thanks for supporting our work.
I'm an ecologist. I teach at Brevard College, and I just came from my very first board meeting ever, which was kind of an honor and a privilege to get up in front of a CEO of Yum Brands who makes $23 million a year and look him in the eyes and tell him how I feel about their practices. I care deeply about the southern forests and what's happening to them, and so I had a minute to talk to him about that, and I talked about the terrible ecological effects of their practices that they support for logging endangered forests and hurting the endangered species that live there, draining and ditching wetlands and replacing them with industrial logging operations that have terrible ecological effects and also hurt our people, and also clearing coastal forests, which are critical for storm surges and flood mitigation. So the main point that I ended with was that they made a big mistake by throwing in their lot, by having their paper products sourced by the Sustainable Forestry Initiative, which I explained everybody in the scientific community as well as the environmental community knows is a big greenwashing industrial front that has no credibility, and that we have an existing organization, the Forest Stewardship Council, that has great respect, integrity, and credibility in the scientific and environmental community. So my question to him was simply, when are you going to admit your mistake and switch to the FSC? And so I enjoyed getting my one chance to speak to a CEO of a multinational corporation.
What I told them was that I can't believe that if they really heard the stories of the people that I've heard that live down in the green swamp area, whose neighbors' homes have been flooded and who've really watched their quality of life deteriorate as a direct result of the unsustainable industrial forestry used to produce their chicken buckets and paper packaging. I told them that I believe that if they really heard those stories, that they would have to do something about it. And so I asked them when they would get serious about engaging with the people and the organizations that represent the impacts on the forests and communities of the Southeast.